The Strange Noise, Part 1. Every house has secrets, but not every secret lives in the house. The first time Amelia heard the noise, she thought it was the house. It was 3:13 a.m. Tap. She opened her eyes. The house was quiet. Then she heard it again. Tap, tap, scrape. It sounded like someone was dragging their fingernails across the floor, upstairs. She grabbed her phone and turned on the flashlight. Who's there? No answer. She checked every room. She looked in every closet. She searched under every bed. She even climbed into the attic. Nothing. By morning, she convinced herself it was just an old house making noise. The next night, it happened again, at exactly 3:13. For the next week, the noise came every night, always at the same time, always 3 taps, then scratching. Every time Amelia searched the house, she found nothing. She asked her brother to come over. He searched from top to bottom. "There isn't anyone here," he said. She called an exterminator. No animals. She called a plumber. No loose pipes. She even had an electrician check the wiring. Everything was normal. Everyone gave her the same advice. Try to get some sleep. That was becoming impossible. The lack of sleep started changing her. She forgot simple things. She jumped every time the phone rang. She left lights on in every room before going to bed. She stopped inviting people over. She stopped answering calls. She began to wonder if everyone else was right. Maybe she was imagining it. Then something happened that she couldn't explain. One night she heard the noise while she was reading in the living room. Tap. She looked upstairs. Tap, tap, scrape. She ran upstairs. Every room was empty. As she turned to leave, the bedroom door slammed shut behind her. She grabbed the handle. It wouldn't move. She pulled harder. Nothing. Then, just as suddenly as it had closed, the door opened by itself. No one was there. The next day, she bought security cameras. She placed one in the living room, one in the hallway, one at the front door, and one upstairs. "If someone's coming into this house," she said, "I'll finally know." The next morning, she watched the recordings. For hours, nothing happened. Then, at exactly 3:13 a.m., every camera froze. The screen stayed frozen for 13 seconds. When the video started again, every bedroom door in the house was open. Amelia stared at the screen. She knew she had closed every one before going to bed. She watched the video again. There was no sign of anyone opening them. One moment they were closed. The next, they were open. She couldn't explain it. The nights became harder. Now she heard the noise during the day, at work, in the grocery store, even while sitting in her car. 3 taps, then scratching. No matter where she went, it followed her. She started wondering if the house had never been the problem. One night, the power went out. The house went completely dark. She stood still and listened. Nothing. Then, thump. Something heavy hit the floor upstairs. She didn't want to go. Every part of her told her to leave. Instead, she picked up a flashlight and climbed the stairs. Each step made the old wood creak. She reached the hallway. Her flashlight flickered. The noise came again. This time, it was inside her bedroom. She opened the door. The room was empty. The rocking chair by the window was moving, slowly, back and forth. She looked around. No windows were open. No one was there. The chair suddenly stopped. Her flashlight went out. She was standing in complete darkness. Then she heard someone whisper, "You hear it now." The lights came back on. The chair wasn't moving. The room looked normal. She ran downstairs and stayed there until morning. The next day, Amelia packed a suitcase. She had decided to leave. She grabbed her keys and walked to the front door. Then she heard it again. Not upstairs. Not inside the walls. Not behind her. It was inside her head. 3 slow taps, then scratching. She dropped her suitcase. For the first time, she realized the noise had followed her everywhere. Maybe it had never come from the house at all.